Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing with cards. I have a deck of bicycle cards here. They're a little bit old, so they don't fan very well anymore, but they still work just fine. They've got a nice sound of dealing, the sound of good times with friends and family, playing games together with the simplest of tools, a deck of cards. I used to, let's try that again. I used to try and do some magic back in the day. I'm talking like 20 years ago. You can see I haven't really played with the cards for a while, so I'm a little bit rusty. That was better. Let's try again. That cut, if you notice, when I do that cut, the order of the deck doesn't change. If I show you with this card here, now watch. That 10 goes back on the top of the deck. You could put it on the bottom. You could bring it back to the top, or we could shuffle it back to the top. Very, very messy. I apologise for that. I say, it's been a long time. But these are the classic bicycle cards. They come in lots of different colours and lots of different styles. But the blue and red ones, I think, are the most iconic cards that you can get that are of good quality cards to play with and enjoy. I'm starting to get a little better now. See if we can do that one where you cut it in the middle. Nope. Let's try again. Nearly. You sort of cut it once, cut it again and sweep it in. Let's try one more time. Oh, not too bad, but not great. Different types of shuffling and oh, I don't know if that's too loud or not. What's the sound? Just like that. Counting the cards, let's see, let's make sure we have 52. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 52 cards. And I've already taken out all the strange jokers and other bits and pieces. So we are ready to do something with these things, ready to do something with these cards. And so today we're going to do some solo card games. And we're going to play ones that I've not even played before, but I have learnt the rules, or at least what I think is the rules. And let's see how we get on, shall we? So, first game I think is called Aces Up, or Aces. Yeah, Aces Up. And the idea of the game is you've got 4 piles of cards, and you want to have at the end of it 4 aces facing up. If there's any other cards left, you've not won. So let's start with just a little bit of shuffle, shuffle. We can be slightly more efficient. Let's do that. Cut the deck and do that one more time. Fabulous. Okay, and one more cut of the deck. So, first thing we do is we lay down 4 cards. Let's just move those over a little bit, just like that. So, the first thing we do is we look to see if there's any pairs. And here we can see that there's 2 pairs of suits, I should say, and there is. So what we do is a lower number can always be taken away if there's a higher number present. So in this case I can make the 4 disappear because there's a 5 showing. So I'm going to get rid of the 4. There's no other suits here, so what we do is we deal another set of cards and we set them on top like this, just like this. And now the only ones that count are the ones that are on top of all the other cards. So it's only these 4 cards we have to worry about, but it's good to know what's behind. So in this scenario we've got Queen of Clubs, 3 of Clubs and 8 of Clubs. Now we want to get rid of these cards, remember. So the Queen is visible, and by visible I mean it's on top of all other cards. This one isn't visible, this one and this one are not visible. So the Queen is higher than the 3 and the 8, so actually we can get rid of the 8 because the Queen is higher. We can get rid of the 3 because the Queen is higher. So that's that. Here we have we've now revealed this diamond, and the Jack is higher than the 10, so we can actually get rid of the 10, which is good. Now we have a choice. We can either deal the next 4 cards, one here, one here, one here, and here, or we could move the Jack to the empty position. So there's always a possibility of 4 piles. At the moment there's 3. I'm going to move the Jack, and I have no idea if that's a good idea, but we're going to do it. And now we deal on top and see what we get. And the idea is to get rid of all your cards and only be left with 4 aces at the top. So this is going to be an interesting challenge. So the first thing we can see, maybe you've seen it, we've got a pair of spades. The Queen is here, the Jack is lower than the Queen, so we can get rid of the Jack. And it's worth noting that the ace is the highest in this particular game. So we've got 2 diamonds. We can get rid of the 9 because it's lower than the ace. So that's gone. Let's see what we've got here. Well, we've actually got 4 different suits, so that means there's definitely no pairs of suits. So we'll put down a new set of cards, just like this. Okay. Again, we've got 4 different suits, which means there's nothing we can do there. It's not going well. That's what that's telling us. Okay, so we've got 2 hearts here. The 3 is lower than the 10. We can get rid of the 3. See if you can see the next move. That's right. The 10 is lower than the king. We can get rid of the 10. See if you can see the next move. That's right. The Jack is lower than the king. We can get rid of the Jack. What else do we have? We have 5 is lower than the king. We can put the 5 over there. And we could move one of these cards into this slot, and maybe we'll do that. Let's just have a think. If we move this diamond into this position, that reveals the 8, and the 8 and the 3 is lower than the 8, so we can remove the 3. Now, if we move the 8 into this position, now, can you see the next obvious move? That's right. The Queen is lower than the king. We can get rid of the Queen. what do we do next? Let's see. We need to get rid of this. We need to get this ace here, I think. And we need to reveal. We need to reveal something. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we're going to move the heart there. 8 is lower than the ace, so we can remove that one. Let's see. My only understanding when I saw someone play this is that when all the aces are at the top to start with, it can be bad, but I don't know why, because I wasn't paying close enough attention, clearly. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We'll learn it by losing it. That's my motto. We learn the game by losing the game. Okay, so that's a challenge, because this ace will never move if we don't open up one of these 3 slots, because it's the only way we can move it to a different slot. So what we can see here, 4 is lower than the king, we can get rid of that. And king is lower than the ace, so we can get rid of the king. That's big news. Big king's gone. We've got a 7, it's lower than the king. We've got the 3, lower than the 9. We've got the 9, which is lower than the queen. So now, let's have a think. Sometimes if you just look at the one beneath it, there's something that can be unlocked. So if we move the queen here, then the jack is lower than the king. We can get rid of him. And then I think we move this ace here. That's our opportunity to move it. We have the diamond. We can get rid of the king of diamonds. And then I think that's it for the moment. So we're going to deal out a new set of 4. Lovely jubbly. Okay, well, 2's lower than those. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of the 9 because it's lower than the 10. We can get rid of the queen because it's lower than the king. Sort of a simple game, but it's got a flow to it that I quite like. 10's lower than the ace. It's looking good. One thing I have noted is that you don't want your ace to go on top of the king. I played one game of this before just so I could figure out the rules, and immediately I put an ace on a king, and I don't think you can ever get it off if the stack is full. I don't know, maybe you can. So what do we do here? What do we do? I'm gonna leave that space. Okay, good, that's a nice low number in that slot. So we can get rid of the 2 there, which is good. And the 4 is lower than the 5, there we are. The 5 is lower than the ace. And now we can move the ace. This is looking okay. King lower than the ace, there we are. So we've just got to find one more ace. Ace of hearts. Now the danger, this is the danger, I've just seen it. The danger is that we have to get the ace of hearts onto one of these 3, because if it lands here, we will never get rid of it, because that's what happened. Because the only way to move the ace is to put it into this spot, and the only card that can get rid of this card is the ace. So if it's on the top in the same pile, it'll never work. So let's see, we've got 6 and 7. We can get rid of 6. I think that's all we can do there. Just please don't get the heart on. Oh god, it's looking dangerous. Okay. So 4 lower than the 8, and the 8 there. Let's see now. I don't think there's anything I can do. You know, when you watch this, you'll see where I've gone wrong. But I cannot see where I've gone wrong, because because I'm playing it here and now, here and now. Ah, that is a problem. I'm pretty sure it's now impossible to win. But for the purposes of us learning it by losing it, let's find out exactly what happens. So the jack is lower than the queen. The 8 is lower than the queen as well. The queen is lower than the ace. 2, this is good. We can just clear all these out. Look at that, all disappearing. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this one's a challenging one because you need something else here because it's blocked at the moment. So I think that's everything there. I've nearly dealt the whole deck of cards here, so we may find that we're out of luck. So 5 lower than the 7, 7 lower than the ace. We have 7 lower than the ace. I think that's everything there. I think this is the last 4 cards. Last 4 cards. Okay. 5 is lower than the queen. 2 is lower than the queen. Queen is lower than the ace. 9 is lower than the heart, ace of hearts. 10 is lower than the ace of spades, and there we have got stuck. Wonder if you can see it. So every single suit is different, which means we've got nothing to sort of play off. And I think we did quite well actually, because there's not many cards left. We lost by 3 cards, you know, because in theory if we'd won it, the ace would have ended up right there. So pretty good, pretty good. I think I'm quite happy with that actually. Let's try it one more time and see how we do. Now you understand the rules. Let's bring this in here. Understand the rules perhaps. Let's get one of these. Oh, that's a good sound. Okay, let's give this a pretty good shuffle, if we can. A couple of cuts, and let's give it another one of these. Okay, and a couple of cuts as well. Okay, are you ready? Then let's begin. Okay, get rid of the 4, we can get rid of the 3. Okay, here we go. So 8's lower than the queen. I'm going to leave that there for now. Let's see what we end up with. 8's lower than the 10. 3 is lower than the 10. If we move this 10 here, then we can get rid of the 2 because of the jack. They're all different suits, so we know we can just carry on. Or we've got the ace of clubs has decided to show its head. Okay, let's see. 9 is lower than the queen. Jack is lower than the queen. 10 is lower than this queen here. Queen is lower than the ace here. And let's bust the queen in there and see what that's going to do for us. And in fact, I think we'll also move the jack as well, because now we can move the 5 out, which is good. Let's set a new deck. Okay, ace of hearts. So we can get rid of the 5. We can get rid of the 7, because that jack there. We can get rid of the 6. We cannot do anything else, so we'll do another 4 cards on the top here, just like that. Just like that. Okay, 7 can go because of the 10. 10 can go because of the jack. The king can go because of the heart. The one that scuppered me in the last game, he is dead. So 10 can go because of the ace. I think we're done, so let's carry on. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, 2 aces on top of each other. That's never a good sign. So let's get rid of the 2 on that king. Get rid of this jack. If we put this king here, we can get rid of the queen. And what else can we do here? Don't think. I'm just considering, do I move this over here? And then, well, let's do it. Now we can get rid of the heart. Okay, we've got 4 different suits. Oh dear, there's another ace on top of an ace. Game's hotting up. Game is hotting up. The game is afoot. Okay, so we've got 2 here, so we can get rid of the 4. And we're back to 4 different suits. So let's change those up like that. We can get rid of the 9. We can get rid of the 8. I don't think I see anything else. Let's carry on. Again, you're probably seeing all of the things that I'm doing wrong. And that's okay. Get rid of the 4. Get rid of the 5. We can get rid of the 3 and the 10, thanks to this queenie right here. We are once again scuppered, so let's carry on. Okay, get rid of the 6 here. We can get rid of the heart. We can get rid of Mr. Jack. We can do nothing else at the moment. I don't know if this is going well or if there'll be a sudden flurry of activity. We can get rid of the 2 here, thanks to that. We can get rid of this one, thanks to that. Oh, here we go, here's the flurry of activity. This king is going to knock out all of these clubs. And the queen can go because the ace is now revealed. This 4 can go. Okay, this is looking pretty good, pretty good. We're back to our stack. I'm not sure how I've only got 1 card in my hand. That doesn't feel right. Maybe I lost a card somewhere. Well, let's see. Because it should always be even number. Anyway, did I forget to deal 1? Only you will know. No, the ace was covered. Did I miss a card? This is a mystery. How did I end up with this card? Where did I go wrong? Well, let's put it down because it feels strange to have the extra card. So let's see, 3 can go because of the queen. I'm going to have to watch this video back and see where did I go wrong. 9 and the queen. Oh darn it, that is everything. Intriguing. No idea where I went wrong there. But I still lost, and you can see I did so much worse that time anyway. The last game we only had 3 cards that were sort of over the limit. This time we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards over the format of getting 4 aces. So there we are. Not so well done on that occasion, but that's okay. Give these a little shuffle again. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Perfect. Let's just put some random cards, mix them up individually. some of these. Lovely. Do make a good sound, don't they? Just like that. So that was aces up, aces up. Okay. Now let's see if we can move on to another game. I'm just going to refresh myself on the rules and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so I've got a different deck for this game. This is, let me just see. This is another bicycle deck. Bros Minds playing cards. These are really cool. I've got like crazy illustrations on them. Put those over there. And these are brand new, so these are lovely and smooth. Lovely and smooth. And you can see, look at the colours on those. Absolutely beautiful deck of cards. Look at all these illustrations. I'll just show you some of them. Hopefully the camera does them some kind of justice. Sweat. This one's interesting because it looks like an 8, but it's a number 9. That's a little bit confusing, isn't it? There's a jack. 6, 2. This one's cool. A dagger on that one. Lots of different cards. Really, really cool. One with a spanner. He's going off to fix something. This one looks a bit like a character out of Adventure Time. They all look a bit like they're out of Adventure Time, actually, in terms of the art style. Look at the ace of clubs there. How cool is that? Or this lady with the guitar, playing the guitar. He's not looking very well, is he? Looks a bit swollen. Another guitar. Maybe these people that designed this are musical. I mean, they're certainly incredible artists, aren't they? I don't know if it says anything about the artists. Let's have a quick look on the packet here. It says the Helmets, Bubblegum, Patch Girls, and Los Mathematicos. That's Spanish. I think they're Spanish illustrators, but it doesn't say anywhere on the packet. Maybe. Let's just have a look at the last couple of cards we got here. We got Jokers. Here we are. Here we are. Juan and Alejandro Minjaro have been kidnapped by their own creations. There we are. Bros Mind. 4 gangs. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Colourful card. There you go. Okay. So let's teach you another solo game. These cards are so slippery, they're slipping out my hands. These are pretty well shuffled already. We'll just give them a quick classic shuffle. It's the kind of shuffle that you do when you play Uno or something. Just loosely doing this with the cards. Maybe a little cut or two. There we are. Lovely. So messy, so messy. So this is called, my understanding, this is called Beat the Deck. Beat the Deck. I've also heard that this is pretty much impossible to win. I I tried this earlier so I could learn the rules, and I lost savagely. It was a savage loss, so I don't hold up a huge amount of hope beating the deck this time. So what you've got to do, lay out a grid, a 3x3 grid, just like this. Just like this. Just like this. I thought this deck would be cool for this. So all we have to do is decide whether this card is higher or lower than one of the cards that's here. So for example, I would say I believe ace is low in this game and king is high. I guess it doesn't matter too much, but that's how we're going to play it. So ace is low, king is high. Now if king is high, then by default whatever comes out is going to be lower than the king, or it will actually be a king. Now if it is a king, then what would happen is I would turn this over and it's no longer in play. I'll give you another example. If I put down, if I say this is higher, this card is higher than this card, and it turns out to be lower, then I would turn this pile of cards over like this. And you win if all the cards in your hand are on the table, and you lose if all the cards piles are face down. So it's as simple as that, and you're basically trying to guess on the odds. So, as I say, I was terrible at this before. I imagine I'll be terrible at this again, but let's see if we can beat the deck. So the first one, I'm going to say lower, and it is lower, so that's okay, that gets to stay. Ace is low, so I'm going to say this is higher, and that's higher. Now I can go to any pile that I fancy. I'm going to say it's higher than a 3, it's an 8. I'm going to say this is higher, and it's a 4. Oh, very close indeed. Let's see, Jack, I'm going to say lower. It is lower, Jack is higher than a 10. Okay, I'm going to say lower on this Jack. Oh, hello. It is, it's a 2, so I'm going to say higher than a 2, it's a 5. I don't think we've had a lot of face cards yet, so I'm going to say, I'm going to say higher than a 5. Oh, it's lower. See that? I said it was higher, it's lower. That pile is now dead. That's not good. Okay, I'm going to say lower than a 10. That's a 7. I'm going to say higher than a 5, and it's a queen. I'm going to say lower than a queen, and it's a 3. I'm going to say higher than a 3, it's a 4. I'm going to say lower than a 10. It is a 10. If it's the same number, it's a dead pile. We've still got a lot of cards here. So 8's quite a tricky number to judge. I'm going to go with a 4 and say higher. That's a 10. I'm going to say, I don't think we've had a lot of face cards. So I'm going to say higher than a 7. It is a 7. What kind of luck is that? What kind of luck? This is why I don't gamble. It's not good. So let's see. I'm going to say 10, lower than a 10. It's a 9. I'm going to say higher than a 4. It's a king. So I'm going to say lower than a king. And it's a 4. I'm going to say higher than a 4. And it's an ace. That is another dead pile. Oh dear. Still a lot of cards here. So, and they're all basically the same number. Well, I'm going to say lower than a 9, and it's a 2. I'm going to say higher than a 2, and it's a 6. I'm going to say lower than a 9, and it's a 2. I'm going to say higher than a 2, and it's a 5. I'm going to say higher than an 8, it's a king. That's good. Means lower than a king. It's a king. Oh my goodness. You couldn't write it. Silly king. Okay, we're down to 4 piles now. 4 piles. Higher than a 5. It's an ace. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's another pile dead. I'm going to say higher than a 6, and it is a 6. Can you believe it? I don't think I'm ever going to win the lottery. Okay, higher than an 8, and it's an ace. It's as low as you can go, and he's blowing a raspberry in my face. Blowing a raspberry in my face. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Ace of Spades. So basically, we've got this many cards left, and I would have to get every single one of them right, whether it's higher or lower. That is very, very unlikely. So maybe you should have a guess. Am I going to get it wrong straight away? Am I going to get it wrong in 2 turns, 3 turns, or 4 turns? Anything more than 4 turns, and maybe the tides have turned. So you should put it in the comments before I reveal this card. Am I going to get it right the first time, second time, third and fourth? Or am I going to get it wrong on the first, second, third or fourth turn? Here we go. I'm going to say lower, and it's a 7. I'm going to say higher. It is a 7. I was doomed from the start. So we have lost. Beat the deck. There we are, everybody. Let's give it one more try, because these cards are so fabulous. Okay. Oopsie. Okay, a couple of cuts of the deck. Just like that. A couple of cuts. It's very satisfying. Oh, it's not satisfying when you do it badly. Oh, no, okay, I've lost all motor functions to my hands. I'm sorry about that. Here we go, okay. Here is our grid, 3 by 3, just like that. And I've done it the wrong way around. Here we go, let's flip those up, right? There we go. So used to setting up games where you don't see the cards. Here we go. Just like that. So, some good low bits, some good high numbers. We're going to say lower than a king. It's a 3. We're going to say higher than a 2. It's a 4. Higher than a queen. And it's a 10. Why did I say higher? I meant lower. Oh dear. That's a very bad start. Lower than a queen. There we are. Lower than a jack. Higher than an ace. And it's an ace. I hope you're laughing where you are, because, and actually I hope you try this game so that you can see and feel the struggle. I'm going to say lower than a jack. It's lower than a jack. Higher than a 3. It's a 9. Higher than a 4. It's a 7. Higher than a 4. It's a 5. Higher than a 5. And it's a 3. Well, there we are. There we are then. That's another pile dead. Higher than a 5. And it's a 2. Well, of course it is. That's that one done. Higher than a 5. And it's an ace. Well, why wouldn't it be? It's only me playing after all. Lower than a 9. And it's a 10. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going terribly. Okay. Let's see, lower than a 9, and it's a 10. Isn't that marvellous? Look how many cards I've got. How do you beat the deck? Absolutely outrageous. I'm going to say higher than a 7. It's a queen. Lower than a queen, and it's an ace. Higher than an ace. It's a king. Lower than a king. It's a 9. Lower than a 9. It's an 8. Lower than an 8. It's a 7. Higher than a 7. It's an 8. Look at this run. Higher than an 8. It's a king. Lower than a king. It's a 3. Higher than a 3. And it's a 3. Oh, that was a really good run there. Okay, so we've got all these cards, and as we saw last time, this is going to go horribly wrong. So, higher than a 7. What do you think? Am I going to get it right? Higher than a 7, higher than a 7, 3, 2, 1. It's higher than a 7. Do we go higher or lower? I think we're going to go higher. And it's a 4. There we are then. So I actually had, let's see, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards remaining. I think I was a long way off winning that, don't you? Maybe one day I'll beat the deck, but today is not that day. And I don't think tomorrow will be that day either. I don't think the day after that will be the day either. I think it will be in 1 or 2 years from now. Maybe I'll beat the deck. It's certainly a game that I want to play or show my family, see if they can beat the deck. I saw someone playing it where it's kind of like 2 people doing it, where one person is pointing and saying higher or lower, and the other person is, flipping cards and bringing the drama. And that's a really fun way of doing it. And just look at these cards. They're so beautiful. I'm going to fill the page, fill the screen for your viewing delight with these beautiful cards. See if I can get them all over the screen, just like this, just like this, just like this, just like this, just like this. Let's see if we can spread them out like that. I'm going to make a beautiful YouTube thumbnail with these cards. Look at that. That's so beautiful. Which one is your favourite? Let's spread them out a little bit more. Which one? Imagine you could have it as a poster. Which one would you go for? It's got a queen here. There's a jack there. We've got here so 3 of diamonds. We've got the ace of spades. Ace of spades. Mr. Bubblegum Head. Just like that. I think we're doing pretty well here. And 9 of spades. Everything's pretty much showing itself, isn't it? Which way around is that one? I think he's that way around, like that. Yes. He needs to be turned. He needs to be turned. This one needs to be turned. I think she needs to be turned. There we are. The king. This one here. Let's get them all the right way around. I think we're nearly there. Okay. Just a few more. This one. This one. This one. Can you see any others? Here we are. There's a few here. Like that. Just like that. Just like that. And just like that. Is that all of them? Oh, the heart's the wrong way around. Let's sort that out. I think that is all of them facing the right way, assuming that he or she is going up the stairs and not down the stairs. There we go. So which one is your favourite? And why is it your favourite? Is it the colour? For example, this one here, full of colour. Every colour. Green, purple, pink, yellow. All sorts of colours. Or is it the singular colours you prefer, like this big green one here, or the heart? You tell me in the comments, which one would you go for and why? I'd love to know. I think mine would have to be one with the guitar, probably this one actually that I showed you, just because it looks so cool. Look at that one, yeah. Thank you for joining me on my little card solo gaming experience. I hope you enjoyed the 2 games that I showed you. I hope you enjoyed this amazing deck of cards. And if you know any other cool solo card games or games you can play with 4 people where kids understand it, let me know, because I'm always looking for new games to play with a family. And I wish you all a very pleasant evening. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.